Everyone, so welcome back to our now third session of Esper Genesis. Last session, we did take a week off, but last session, as you were all escaping from the Eos Keldor, that Lorendi battle cruiser that you had all been imprisoned on, you were making your way away from that battle station on a gifted/borrowed shuttle, a drop shuttle, the commander's drop shuttle. And as you were making your way away from the battle cruiser, you discovered a stowaway aboard the commander's shuttle. They introduced themselves to you all just in time to aid you in fending off 4 Lorendi starfighters that had caught your signature as you were leaving from the battle station and immediately gave chase, obviously intent on destroying whoever, in their assumptions, had stolen the commander's drop shuttle. Barely eking out of that with your lives. I believe the ship had like 1 hit left in it before it was down, but you all managed to barely eke out of that situation intact. 1 drop shuttle versus 4 Lorendi starfighters, no small feat. But you did make good on your escape, the battle between the Volnin and the Lorendi raging behind you, fading into the distance as you went. After some deliberation and the construction of your 5th quote-unquote crew member, the not quite android yet, but the construct that you all affectionately named Johnny Alpha 5. And after having done that, you all began to really deliberate on what your next moves were. And having discovered a piece of biotech or information and blueprints about a particular bioweapon inside of the Lorendi battlecruiser, you all determined that your best course of action would be to get that information to Silrain Prime and to the Silrain Council, as suggested by the former captain of the Eos Keldor, before she was mutinied against by her peers and rivals. But she suggested taking that information to the Silrain Council to see what they might have to do with it. But first, you all found yourself out on the float in a very small ship, very few options, and set your sights on the station of Pelsaros, I believe it is called. Yes, Pelsaros. The station there, mostly in control by the Madokai, but still many, many weeks of travel between your current position and Pelsaros. So, out on the float, you all, biding your time, eventually came into a very large asteroid cluster. Stretching as far as your sensors could reach in any direction, there was no option but to go through this cluster of asteroids. Some investigation and some poking around, and you were able to discover that this entire system was the result of a mining disaster of some kind. The specific details to that disaster are still a mystery to you, but you were able to gather that much. Through Johnny Alpha's scans and your own visual investigations, you were able to determine that some sort of mining catastrophe here, whether it was a small planetoid or several asteroids, unknown. Whatever happened, this place is what is left of that catastrophe. So as you made your way through this asteroid cluster, navigating between floating rocks, eventually your systems began to pick up something strange and concerning. Hundreds of tiny signatures showing up on your radar and on your scanners, and you soon discovered that these signatures were a swarm of some sort of robotic insectoid constructs that were swarming out from the asteroid cluster and towards your ship. That is where we are going to go ahead and pick up today. We still have our initiative locked from last session. At the beginning of that initiative, 2 of these swarms actually closed the distance, made contact with your ship, and you now hear telltale signs of pieces being ripped from the hull of the ship, components being detached and taken off with. That is what we're going to go ahead and pick up today. So before we get into the actual combat here and the actual encounter, there is one last thing that I need to mention to you all. we went through space combat quite a bit last session, but what we didn't touch on is what happens when you need somebody in the ship acting on their own initiative. Say, for example, somebody was on the ground and the ship is flying around overhead providing cover fire. How do we handle that second person? The way that we do that is at the top of the round, we decide, is anybody going to act on their own, or are you all acting as the ship? If at the top of the round somebody decides that they want to act on their own initiative, they get up from their seat and they roll initiative. Any tie goes to the individual as opposed to a starfighter or the spider constructs that are outside of the ship. So at the top of the initiative, so basically on initiative count 20, or whenever the initiative count starts, whoever wants to can decide that they want to get up from their station and roll their own initiative and act independently on the ship. When we get to a situation like that, you will all notice that in the left-hand side of this map, there is an actual ship map. Your ship has two sections, the upper deck, which is all of you are on right now, and then the lower deck, which is storage and machine, and the machine area. Get to the lower deck through this hatch here. Anybody got any questions before we get into this?
No, but I love the fact that we got Johnny Alpha 5 as a model now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right, everybody. So, with the tearing and the rending of the ship going on around you, you can hear pieces being literally stripped back from your hull. What do you all want to do?
Would it be possible to mark the areas on the hull that we hear these sounds coming from, or is it too indistinct?
Let's go ahead and we'll allow that to be a technician's check. We'll allow the technician to try and pinpoint the locations on the ship where that's going during your ship's turn. So, we ended the initiative with the ship action. So, if you all remember from last time, you all get to decide what maneuvers you'd like to take and what actions you'd like to take in your command seats. So you have your pilot, you have your co-pilot, you have your gunners, and you have your technicians. It would be a check from the technician to figure out exactly where the contact is being made. The co-pilot could also make that check.
I could take point on that.
And you do have 3 visible swarms of these little spider constructs heading towards your ship. 2 of them have already made contact. So, with your maneuvers, what would the 5 of you like to do with those maneuvers?
Are we thinking we want to fight or run?
I can do either, so it's up to you guys.
There is one thing. I need a piloting maneuver check on each round to get you through the asteroid field successfully.
Yeah, so my recommendation, I think, because our ship is bigger than theirs, it's going to be harder for us to maneuver around the asteroids. If we try to run, they will catch us much more easily than we can get away, I think. Like, if they had a bigger ship than ours, then I would say getting away would probably be a little bit easier.
Contrary to what instinct may say here, larger ships actually move faster than smaller ships. They have a lot less working against them out here in the black. So bigger ship means bigger engine, stronger propulsion, go faster.
Cool. Stand corrected then. What do you guys think?
I mean, we've seen how quickly ship hit points can deplete, and we don't have any hit die left.
I don't think we have the whatchamacallit left either. Is it jury rig?
That is the ability, that is the technician maneuver that does repair hull points.
That's between port outings?
That is
yeah,
the...
we need...
So you guys are thinking about patch repairs.
Yeah, the jerry rig. Yeah, we already wasted the only ones we had.
Oh, so you only get a certain number of them between landings. Okay.
Between like full, not landings, but between like full repairs.
Okay. Got it. Oh yeah, this maneuver can be performed twice, requiring the ship to complete a patch or full. You guys have done a patch repair.
Okay.
You did a patch repair between last session and this one, so you regained hit points. So You
So
do
we
have 2 more
have-
uses of jury rig left.
We have 2 more. Oh, gotcha. I thought we didn't have any left.
So yeah, the maneuver can be performed twice, requiring the ship to complete a patch or full repair before it can be performed again. See damage and repair later in this chapter. So the patch repair is what you guys would have done when you were moving away from the Eos Keldor, and when you restored your hit points that way. That's a patch repair.
Yeah, we did. I forgot about that.
Otherwise, y'all would be floating around with like 1 hit point right now.
Do potentially have 2 weapon attacks around now, too. Not that I'm advocating for fighting per se, but throwing it out there.
I vote for fighting.
Yeah, let's experiment with the new turrets.
Remember that you do need to make piloting maneuver checks per turn, so as a part of that, you can still move.
True.
So both is technically an option.
In that
That's
case,
fair.
fight our way into
Fight our
a
way
state.
out. We're running gun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess we'll run and gun with the Don Johnson.
Mhm.
Yes.
Right. So, the only thing that I need is for one of you to make a piloting maneuver check. The rest of your maneuvers are up to you.
I think we said that Clint is the pilot, right? Or
I was, yeah. Unless somebody else wants to be the pilot.
No, I think I don't know that any of us have the stats for it.
So it's what, wisdom and dex, right?
Piloting maneuver
Not
checks
very-
are done with the pilot's dex. Yes, with the pilot's dex modifier. And the maneuver DC is the pilot's dex modifier. We are ignoring captain stuff. Okay, and then the co-pilot is where wisdom comes in.
So, Clint, what's
Okay.
your dex bonus?
Oh, +2.
Yeah. Anyone have better than that?
Nope, I have a +2 as well.
And I'm proficient in space vehicles.
Okay, in that case,
Right, proficiency in space vehicles helps a lot.
definitely you, Clint.
And
Yeah,
if I
as
remember
opposed to
correctly,
this.
we have Johnny Pitt taking up a quad cannon. Is that correct? As a gunner?
I think right now, at least.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Just let me know if anyone wants to change positions. If anyone changes seats during combat, you can do that. I just need to know so that I can adjust the stats on your ship accordingly.
So I think what we have is a pilot, 2 technicians, and 2 gunners, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so.
And the co-pilot can perform those technician maneuvers.
Yeah.
Basically, the co-pilot is just a second
Um,
technician that is
yeah.
also pilot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just getting Johnny Alpha's bonuses in here.
So I
So
think
I'm-
we're sticking to that layout, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm thinking probably boosting the shields for my action as a technician, just because I initially thought for defense do a sensor jam, but that's only going to target one of them, and since we got 3-on-1, boosting our AC is probably going to be the better maneuver here.
Yeah.
Does that stack though?
No, but it boosts it for the round. Until our start of our next turn, our AC increases by 2.
Right.
We'll probably do evasive action then.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I'm going to attack since I do have proficiency as well in space vehicles, and
What's your current proficiency bonus?
+2 from Dex, and then +2
Proficiency.
as proficiency.
Okay.
So I should have a
I can
plus
also-
4.
I can
Total
also
plus
increase
4 to
our
hit,
movement speed by half.
Repeat that, Denny?
I can also repeat. I can also what's it called? Increase the ship's movement speed by half. with power boost.
Maneuver.
Are there any risks?
And y'all would like Johnny to just take a shot?
No downsides.
Okay. Might not be a bad idea.
Yeah, I like that idea too.
Yeah, I'm done with that.
Okay, so what are the maneuvers?
Shield boost, power boost for the technicians.
2 attacks from the gunners. And then whatever the pilot's doing, so...
And then he said evasive maneuvers.
Yeah. So the question is, what order are we doing this?
I guess shield, power, gunner, movements.
Yeah.
Shield, gunner, movements, okay.
Shield will boost our defense right away. Power will then increase our speed right away, and then we can get everything else done.
Yeah.
Okay. So, let's go ahead and get those checks in.
All right, here we go. Let's see if the app works for me to make this mechanics check. Hey, it worked. I will 100% use my session inspiration
Okay.
on this.
And that was for a shield boost.
Yes.
18 on Denny's mechanics check for the power boost.
Great. I am going to get my attack. I think on this one to the right, like just on our ship.
We'll have disadvantage on any ship that is within 5 feet of you.
Ooh.
Or 1 unit of you, I should say.
Okay. I'll take the chance.
Okay.
Alright. Well, that's a natural 1.
Oof. The old rip.
It is what it is. And then I'm gonna roll for the Johnny Alpha
Yep.
attack, and I think I'm gonna go for this one. I think on
Okay.
Johnny.
14 just hits.
Ooh, okay. Come on. And then let's see if. Oh,
Nice!
that's
Max damage.
Alright.
Very nice.
And then I guess it would be the pilot's movement.
Yep. So the shield is now boosted. Power boost. What exactly did power boost do again? Did it add extra damage?
So power boost. So movement speed is increased by half,
Okay.
and for the next maneuver roll by the pilot, gets a D4 plus wisdom, plus my wisdom modifier.
Nice. Okay. Alright. Seems like a piloting maneuver check is in now.
But they do need to roll a save for evasive too.
Got it. Which ones?
The 3 that aren't on us right now.
Got it. And then they have disadvantage on their attacks against you. If they
Yeah.
fail. Okay.
Oh right, I forgot about the rider effect. Gunners get disadvantage if they attack while I'm doing it.
Okay. You did it after their gunning turn, so it's not until next turn that'll take effect. Okay, it's a straight roll for them.
Whoops. And I'll move 6.
Okay, they did get a nat 20 on that.
Oh well, shit.
Damn.
Nice. Okay, so they roll a piloting maneuver check against your pilot save DC for evasive action. Okay. Fantastic. And then I just need you to make a piloting maneuver check.
I did.
Where? Oh, yep, I see it. Awesome. Fantastic.
6 is our max movement.
I think so.
Oh
right, you increased it.
Add an additional 3, yeah. So you have 3 more.
Okay. Brings
Leave
us
them in the dust.
back around. Those two are actually attached to your hull. Okay. brings us to the next groups, and they are most definitely going to give chase. Okay, that is those three. Now it brings us to the ones that are attached to your hull. So you all continue to hear that sound of shrieking metal as they tear away pieces of the hull. Okay. Okay. Oh. Okay, so as you all hear that shrieking of metal sound, you all hear and see the red flashing and klaxon alarm, and Johnny Alpha looks up towards you all and says, "We have a hull breach."
Oh no.
You all
That's
hear...
bad for you, right?
You all hear what sounds like tiny little metallic legs scurrying around somewhere where the echo can reach you, somewhere inside of the ship. The next one does not score a hit. So you all hear more scratching and scraping on the outside of the hull, but nothing penetrates this time. Brings us back around to the starship's turn. That is also the top of the initiative. Is anybody disengaging from their position to walk about the ship?
No. I gotta keep flying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe Vesa, since you're pretty
I mean, I
good
could.
with. Because if there's things to take out, I think you can handle them.
Yeah, well, I guess... Would I know where they are, honestly, on the ship?
The technician just needs to make a computer's check to figure out where on the ship they are. Later, when you all are more familiar with the ship and have more time to spend with it, those kind of things can be done as a bonus action, but for now, while you're still acclimating, it does take a technician's full action to try and figure out the systems and pinpointing locations of something that may have entered the ship.
Okay.
Right,
You said what type of check?
Computers.
I got a 4. What do you have?
For computers, I have a 3.
Okay. Why don't I do that, and then you stay on as tech.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Did
so
we
I'll,
take? Sorry.
Yeah, I'll try to pinpoint their location. That way, Vesa can kind of head over there and get those things taken care of.
Clint, you did not take any structural damage from that last hit. Instead, it used a different ability that led to the sounds and the alarm that you were hearing.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, not okay, but okay.
Yeah, I mean, okay, but not okay, yeah.
So we can't outrun them, it looks like.
As long as we keep doing power boosts.
Yeah.
We could also do something risky if you want to do something else.
What are you
What's your
thinking?
A
plan?
little bit risky. So I can full thrust, which has a chance of damaging the ship, but it doubles our speed.
Oh,
Ooh, and then along with the power boost, does that stack?
Yeah, I guess it would.
As long as it doesn't say it somewhere that it doesn't.
so it'd be half the movement of the already doubled movement, or half the original movement?
Original.
Okay.
I mean, that's still really good.
Yeah.
I like your thinking. Why not? You know, you only live
Right.
once, right?
Oh no,
Okay.
he has invoked YOLO.
One does not simply invoke the YOLO.
You also die once, and that's probably
All these ponies and no room to gallop.
True.
Okay.
Okay. And is anybody making that technician's check, the computer's check?
Yes. Here we go.
Okay.
12.
So, your sweep through the your sweep through the sensors yielded not very much. You were able to get into them, and the foreign nature of the Lorendi technology almost lost on you, but something has entered the ship.
Vessa, maybe stay in your position for now until I can pinpoint the exact location. It'll probably just be in a few more seconds.
Yeah, okay. Make sure you get that stuff figured out then, and I'll keep shooting with Johnny.
Okay.
Okay, so that is Soren's maneuver, his action used with that, unless you have a maneuver that just uses a bonus action. Pretty sure there are a few of those.
Was it for me?
Is there such a thing?
There are some maneuvers that use your bonus action, yeah.
Weird.
Okay, and the rest of you.
I guess we'll start with power boost. I guess. I mean, we're trying to get out of here, right?
Yeah.
All right. Power boost will be my choice for.
Oops.
Are we doing the
And
same order? Power boost, 2 attacks, and then pilot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'll use that 25 actually.
Okay. Alright.
Alright.
So ship's speed increased by half.
Alright, I'm going to gun at the spug space thingy that's already damaged. That's a
19 certainly hits.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
6
Alright.
damage.
Not to go against my own crew, do they need to do the evasive maneuver check?
Oh, yep, let's go ahead and get that second roll.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Sorry, I'm honest.
No, thank you, I appreciate that.
That's gonna miss. It is what it is. Alright, I'm gonna have
Oh,
Johnny target the same.
real quick, Clint, you can use this is one of those instances where you get to use your bonus action. Immediately after you make that evasive action check, you can use your bonus action to make a wisdom saving throw versus your own maneuver save DC. And if you succeed, gunners don't have disadvantage.
Oh. Okay.
So wisdom saving throw. Own maneuver save DC. That's kind of funny. Your maneuver save DC is 13, unfortunately. Okay. So that is a miss on Vessa's first shot.
Sorry, I don't think it's worth it.
Okay, I
We're
get
running
it.
away.
It's okay. I'll have Johnny target the same one at a disadvantage.
16
I
hits.
mean, that's still 16. I'll take
Indeed.
it.
That is a hit.
It's 4 damage. I'll take 4 damage, so. And then I guess we're gonna do the full thrust.
I think is that what we said? I feel like I got a thumbs up.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was the plan.
Okay.
Okay, so that is a success.
Yeah.
Maneuver
DC
defense
14,
increases
I
by
think
2, and your speed increases by an amount equal to half your intercept speed. So you get another plus 3. So you are now at a total of 12 units you can move.
Woo!
Yeah, 6 is your standard, 3 from the power boost, and another 3 from full thrust.
I knew I could trust in you, Clint.
Makes one of us.
So, the ship's thrusters roar to life. And
Sorry, what'd you say again? Was the movement?
full thrust. Oh, 12. And with that, this feels like a dexterity saving throw from the constructs that are attached to your hull. Dexterity or strength? What do y'all think? To keep them attached to you.
Strength, probably.
Yeah, that sounds right. And what is your maneuver save DC? 13? Or it just went up? No,
Yeah.
that's maneuver defense, not maneuver save DC. Okay. They do manage to remain attached to your hull, unfortunately, with a 13 on their strength save. Barely. You can hear them rattling around, about to detach from you.
Do I need to make another piloting check?
Yes, you do. Thank you for reminding me. Oh, wait. See, that's an interesting one, because as part of this encounter, I need piloting checks. But what is the check that you just made? Was that a piloting check?
That was a check for full thrust specifically.
Is that using your piloting maneuver check? It is.
It is, yes.
Okay, so anytime that you use a piloting maneuver check, we will count that check towards your navigating the asteroid field.
Okay.
16 is a success. Okay, so a massive burst of exhaust from your ship, and you all just rocket forward. You can feel the gravity, the G's increasing, pressing you back into your seats. That's an interesting one. I wonder what kind of impacts full thrust would have on people standing and walking around the cabin.
Well, I can tell you what kind of impact it has on the ship, because the technician must make a reaction, use their reaction, and make a DC 14 wisdom saving throw.
If the save fails, ship takes 1d4 points of lightning damage. Jeez. Okay. Yeah, I think like a relatively modest dexterity saving throw, like DC 12 or something, for anyone standing around when the full thrust gets activated. Sounds right.
Yeah, that sounds right.
That makes sense.
All right.
Johnny's the only one that fails.
Yeah, rogue fails, man.
All right. Okay. Brings us to the 3 that are giving chase to you right now, and you were correct in assuming that their movement speed is no match for your current rate of speed. Now, that being the 3 of them, brings us to the top of the initiative. Well, notice.
Wisdom save check for the lightning damage, by the way, or.
Oh, that's only if it fails. If the DC
only if it fails. Gotcha.
Right. So for full thrust, you push the limits of your thrusters while maneuvering in combat. Make a DC 14 piloted maneuver check. If successful until the start of your turn, maneuver defense increases. This maneuver causes a severe amount of stress on your. You perform this. You guys are correct. It is not if you fail. It is just in general you have to do it, even if the DC 14 piloted maneuver check fails. So when you perform this maneuver, your ship's technician must spend their reaction and make a DC 14 Wisdom saving throw.
Soren, what's your Wisdom save? +5?
No. +1.
All right, mine's +5. If you want me, I could take that one.
Do it.
Denny, you're with.
Well.
Oh no.
Well. Yeah.
You did. Yeah.
Shit.
Denny, your Wisdom modifier is 5 + 5?
Yeah.
Or is that just Wisdom saves because you're proficient in Wisdom saves?
They said Wisdom save.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Sorry, I was just making sure that our ship stats were right.
If I had +5, we'd be doing some crazy shit.
Right. Okay, so the ship does take 3 lightning damage as the power surges through your systems, shocking whoever is nearby a control panel with a light static charge. Most of the damage, however, transferring to the ship itself.
Sorry.
I don't know what's happening. I'm sorry.
Okay. So I just took the whole points off the ship. Had anyone already done that? Were you all at 18 at the start of this?
I did already do that.
Oh, you did already. Adding them back.
We were at 21.
Okay. So Soren, can I get a technician's check from you? This will not use your maneuver. Can I get a computer's check from you?
Let's see. Oh,
Nice.
God.
You notice that one of the one of the constructs that was attached to your hull suddenly disappears from your sensors. Your klaxons and alarms are still going off that the hull has been breached. All right. Okay. And not that this isn't going to give anything away, but okay. The other one attached to your hull, you all hear that same telltale sound of something shearing into the hull. AC is 13. It does miss. It cannot breach. Now, that does bring us to the Dawn Johnson. On your sensors, Clint, your forward sensors begin to pick up a lot more movement up ahead. And you see several more of those little spider construct drones beginning to move around on the asteroids in front of you. Now that you get a better look, several of these asteroids are literally crawling with these little spiders.
Ah, hell. Incoming.
Oh, hell no.
Seems we're in trouble.
Okay, that does bring us to the Dawn Johnson's turn. What would you all like to do? As you're making your way in, one massive asteroid begins to loom up ahead of you all.
Captain, perhaps we can feint. We can do a feinting maneuver and
I was looking
Try
at that. It doesn't say how close I have to be. Here, I'll post it in chat.
Yeah, doesn't say how close you have to be to it.
Nice. I would assume so. I would assume that it just has to be within its maximum movement range. So
It would be within 6?
yeah, as long as the obstacle is within 5 units of the thing that's chasing you. Because that thing, its speed is 5 units. If you're going for one of the ones in front of you, then the obstacle would just need to be within 5 units of whatever you're feinting with. So, sorry, I'm kind of thinking this as I go. So, as long as the obstacle that you are feinting against is within your and its maximum movement speed. So, for example, you could do a feint against this one here. You guys can't see that. You can do a feint against this one here that just popped around that asteroid because you and it are both within your maximum movement range of the asteroid. Does that make sense?
Yeah. The thing is, I'm having trouble figuring out how it's really better than like evasive maneuvers, for example.
Yeah, it would have to roll a 1 or a 2 on the check to be strictly better. Because then you're doing damage. But then again, it's only damage if it rolls a 1 or a 2 on the save. So, high risk, high reward.
Or do we want to... I mean, given that we have 18 hit points and are very much outnumbered here, we might want to just keep running.
yeah, we could use the large asteroid as cover then.
In
Cover our
addition
escape.
to our ship being cored like an apple at the moment.
Perhaps we can patch
You all
up a
hear
bit.
skittering on the lower decks.
Dini, do you think we should patch up the ship a bit, and while I try to find the location of this skittering for Vesta to go investigate?
Yeah, I can try that. It'll buy us some time.
So it's on you, Captain, then, to do whatever maneuvering you want to do.
Wait, am I the captain? When did
You
that
guys keep calling him captain. He's just the pilot.
Yeah, apparently our pilot's no captain.
Right? It's like calling Wash the captain of the Firefly. Mal would be pissed.
Here's the thing. Do we want to just go dead ahead or make a turn here? Make a turn means we go through more asteroid field. Dead ahead means we might crash into the continent-sized asteroid.
I mean, there's a risk of a crash either way. I mean,
Okay.
Right. So what are the maneuvers you all are taking?
I'm going to try to pinpoint the location again for Vesa to go down.
So real quick, with it having been so long that the thing has been inside of the ship, I think it's safe to say that you all can hear the scurrying around and hear things being knocked over, maybe some little pops and things like that as it messes around. It is in the lower deck.
Oh, so that frees the maneuver. Then I'll use another jury rig. So I think Dinny and I can both jury rig and get us back up to a pretty good amount of health or hull points here.
Yeah, we can try.
As much as I love to see Vesa shoot, I think she should probably
Yeah.
get down there and...
yeah, I should probably start getting down there too. And then we can have Johnny keep firing. So
Okay. So jury rig ×2. And then an attack. And what's the piloting maneuver check?
I think I'll go another full thrust.
Okay. Vesa, if you would like to get out of your seat, go ahead and roll initiative.
14.
Okay. You will get to act now.
Okay. So it's in the lower deck, so I'm gonna start making my way. Well, not downtown. I guess lower deck. Excuse me. And yeah, I'm gonna start getting ready to go downstairs.
Okay.
And then yeah, we're gonna have Johnny attack, I think.
Okay. All right. Let's get those jury rig checks. Cat, you cannot sit on the
Making my way downtown, lower decks, something's there.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da.
Okay. Let's get jury rig.
So it's 1d4 plus.
Wisdom.
Plus wisdom modifier.
Okay. 4 points back to the ship.
5 points back from mine.
Awesome.
So that's 6 points total?
9.
Nice.
Dini rolled, but he didn't add his modifier.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna add the whole points back, and then I'm going to attack for Johnny. I'm gonna attack this guy right here since
Okay.
he just appeared in front of us.
14
Make sure
hits.
to hold on if we're doing full thrust.
Oh yeah, it is disadvantage because of full thrust. Thank you.
Full
What's
thrust
the
has not been
disadvantage?
activated just yet.
No, I'm saying make sure to hold on because she's walking around in the
Right.
in the ship.
Alright.
Oh, okay. I thought we had disadvantage. All right. So I think it's still 14.
It is still a 14. Go ahead and roll the
Okay.
damage on that. That is a hit.
That is
And
10
nice.
to hit. And then we can do full thrust for pilot.
$17 is good. And then we need that reaction from the technician. Wisdom saving throw.
Dini?
Am I doing this one again? Yep. Oh no.
You got this.
Hey.
Nice. Okay, no
Right.
damage. Okay. That does bring us to the other Kanasi. Okay. All right. Brings us back around to the top of the initiative. What was that was for the space vehicles check?
For me.
Clint, yes, thank you. 17, perfect. I just gotta make sure I'm keeping track of those. Awesome. Okay. So, Clint, you are able to just masterfully weave your way around these asteroids, making your way in with ease around. But as you break around another group of these, Clint and anyone looking out the forward windows and anyone looking down at your scanners, those of you looking at the scanners would see multiple contacts appearing all over these asteroids. Clint, as you come around a corner there, you can see that the asteroids in front of you are also crawling with these spider constructs. More and more of them begin to flash little red indicators as they come online, catching your ship in their sensors and detaching from these asteroids and heading in your direction.
I was afraid of that.
Oh, hell no.
Okay. That brings us to the one that is inside. Okay. Vessa. Oh, we forgot the dexterity saving throw from Vessa when the full thrust went off.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I am
DC
decent
12.
at best.
Nice. Okay, you managed to keep your feet. Your turn.
Okay. Do I still hear any of the creatures below deck or no?
As a matter of fact, you hear what sounds like a crate clattering to the ground.
Huh. Alright, I want to see if I can get down to the bottom deck and see what's going on.
Okay. It's only 10 feet down.
Nice.
So, Vessa, when you climb the ladder down to the lower deck, you see one of the crates has its top ripped off. You can see several chunks of hull plating have been very precisely peeled away from the interior of the ship and stacked towards the front of the ship. You can see that your shielding has sealed a small hull breach about the size of a basketball. And you can see directly out, but your shielding manages to keep the vacuum from breaking through. But that crate directly in front of you, you see something skittering around it, and you see a piece of tech, just like what looks like just like a hunk of metal, fly out and land in the pile over here. Following it, a tiny little, well, not tiny compared to your ship, but about the size of a basketball, this little spider construct comes crawling on out. And it turns, and it looks towards you. What are you gonna do?
Oh. Well, since I use 20 feet to get down here, yeah, I can move 10 more feet, and I'm gonna start glaive this thing. I'm just gonna be like, just get out of the damn ship. I'm gonna use the session inspiration
All right.
for that
Hell yeah, you
25.
All right, 11 points. Nice.
And
So-
yeah.
All right, so you bring your glaive down and you just shear directly through the center of this thing. The circuitry begins splitting and sparking everywhere. It's obviously quite damaged from that strike.
I will end my turn there.
Okay. That is all of the Kanasi. All right, brings us back around to the ship's turn.
So, with my ship's sensors or what have you, can I get an impression of where the nearest exit, so to speak, to this asteroid field is?
You know, that's a good question. Let me see, because there's actually rules for using your sensors to locate specific things. Let me see if I can find those real quick.
Running around's not working, so...
Okay. So I will say that with a successful astrophysics check, what is it? It was... I'm looking at the improved sensors, and we're going to modify that a bit. It would be a successful intelligence astrophysics check to determine, to get extra information about this asteroid field, what you might be able to figure out, whether it ends soon, whether there is a way out, like Clint mentioned, anything along those lines. So any one of you can use your maneuver to make an astrophysics check.
Running around isn't working. I need a way out.
Okay, I'll try this astrophysics test.
Intelligence astrophysics. Call that taking a look at. Ooh, oh no.
I rolled a.
Oh, nice. 14 is better.
Yeah.
So, Soren, as you're analyzing the sensors, trying to get the most information that you can out of this whole situation, you notice a couple of things. First off, you notice that there are literally hundreds of these little spider constructs, if not thousands, littered throughout this asteroid field. In addition to that, though, you do get the faint signature of what looks like a human ship. It is coming from the asteroid. Its drive is powered down. It appears to be running in a low power state. You don't know exactly where it is or exactly how to get there with your 14, but you do detect that there is a ship on or in that asteroid, damaged and powered down.
Okay, I'll let everybody know.
Heyo, what? Repeat that again? I'm down here dealing with a spider.
There's something.
Okay, cool, thanks. Very descriptive.
I aim to please.
Do you think they'd stop if we powered down?
I was thinking that maybe the ones that infiltrated us are just attracted to the energy.
Over here, like semi-charging an EMP. So we're gonna power down for now and just probably coast.
I mean, it's risky.
If we're wrong,
I do have one idea.
Braking maneuver, nice.
So, could I do a braking maneuver and try to set down on one of these larger asteroids as quickly as I can and almost sort of hide as we power down?
Yeah. I'd say that would work. Which one? Is there a specific one you want to try to land on?
Looking at the ones in range, probably I'll try to go here.
Okay.
Is that what we're going to try?
yeah, let's do that. Might
I'm
as well
down.
give it a shot.
Yeah.
So, the technicians power down the ship then. Am I going first?
I don't think power now is not a maneuver specifically, so I'll say that one of the technicians, Soren, has used his technician maneuver to figure out what's going on with the asteroid and all that information. So it would have to be Denny.
Yeah, I mean,
So I'll say that you can do a maneuver and then use your bonus action to just power the systems down.
sure.
Then-
What do I? Yeah, I guess we'll power it down.
For mechanical purposes, I'll target that one with braking maneuver to try to throw him off.
Okay.
And I'll try to stop there.
Okay. Let's go ahead and get that maneuver check. Nice. Your piloting maneuver checks have been on point today. Okay. And that one does fail. And you see it kind of fly right past you. And you see it kind of bounce off of one of the asteroids and go flying off, completely losing control of its trajectory. And with that, Dinny, you're powering the system down?
Yeah.
Okay. Ship goes into a low power mode. And you see all of the little, all those of you that can see out the viewing windows, you can see that a lot of them begin to power down, and the little red light on them begins to dim. They start floating back towards the nearest asteroid attached to it.
Oh.
Somebody want to go check on Vesa?
We do still have that one to deal with. So those ones are all powering down. You all are in a low power state. That asteroid is just crawling with them. All right. So those of you that look out the window, you actually see like 5 or 6 of these little fuckers just chilling on the asteroid in powered down mode.
On our asteroid?
Uh-huh.
Oh, shit.
All right. So let's go ahead and clear the initiative out from there. And Vesa, it is... Oh, that one had an initiative of 16. So it would go first. Don Johnson just went, so it would have already... I must have missed its initiative somewhere. That's fine. Vesa, go ahead.
Yeah, let's leave it again.
18 hits for 10.
I'm gonna action surge, and I'm gonna do one more glaive attack.
Nice. Okay. And that does take it down.
Ooh.
So you see the pile of things in the corner. It was taking anything that had a battery. Just chunks out of the hull, taking some sheets of just steel and anything that had a battery, anything that had a power source it was taking with it.
Incidentally, does powering down the ship have any effect on the shielding that's currently plugging the hole?
It does not.
Okay.
That would be a low power mode thing, kind of like emergency power.
Swear I'm not trying to kill Vesa.
Alright. I'm trying to think. There is that basketball-sized, like, vacuum, like, over here, right?
Correct.
I'm gonna go upstairs, and I'm gonna go talk to them about a basketball-sized open hole in the ship.
I don't know how to fix things. One of you boys might want to.
I mean, the good news is I killed the one spider thing that was in here. Bad
That's
news
really
is
good.
I need help fixing that basketball, I don't know.
Yeah,
Oh.
we need to. I mean, are we gonna chill here in this asteroid, situation here, just to do patchwork here?
I think we're gonna have to, and I mean, what choice do we have? If we hover outside of the asteroids, we run the risk of getting smashed by asteroids.
See, that's not a way I want to go, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think fighting our way through the infinite swarm is the way to go, so we're going to need to find an exit.
Oh yeah, wait, what
we-
happened to them?
Did we land on the same asteroid as the one as the ship we saw? Or did we land on a different one?
You've landed on a different one. The
Okay.
signal was coming from the big one, the one that the continent-sized one, as was described earlier. It's more like the size of like a football stadium, but
Okay.
I was going to ask about that. Can we get some kind of low power, low frequency transmission to that ship?
yeah. Let's go ahead and get a computers check.
I think I can do one.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm one. The mechanics.
Johnny can do it too.
Yeah. Johnny should do it.
So Soren, with an 11, you managed to send out a low frequency, low power signal to the asteroid. You're unsure of the exact location of the signal that you got earlier, though, so it's just kind of a message in a bottle you just sent out. No immediate response.
If we let Johnny do it, he'd probably just send some memes over.
Send some memes over. Oh my god.
So,
Oh.
good.
So are we having Johnny do this too, or like, what's the plan here?
If we can, I think that.
Yeah, so that's just a general rule of my games: is you get 2 attempts at the check, or 1 attempt with advantage. That is up to you. But if you'd like Johnny to make a second attempt, he more than certainly can. I think all of you have access to a sheet. Yep.
Yeah, let's have Johnny try to. Unless we can use my 19 and say we rolled with advantage.
I will have to say that has to be announced ahead of time.
I can give Johnny guidance for this one.
Okay,
Yeah,
and then
let's
let's
have Johnny
have
roll.
Johnny do it with guidance.
Guidance.
Let me double check if I have guidance, but I'm pretty sure I do.
Space guidance.
Is it still called guidance?
No, it's called amplifiability.
Ah.
Yeah.
Base guidance, though.
It doesn't quite have the same ring as guidance, I'll say.
It really doesn't amplify ability.
True.
So Johnny has amp.
Somebody want to roll from Johnny?
I could roll for Johnny.
He's got token actions now.
Alright. That's a 19 without the guidance.
Okay. So, Johnny sends out a few animated images of somebody waving and a sign that says help. Anything else specific you'd like them to send in the message?
Ask who they are.
And state that we're friendly.
This is a complex meme.
It's a very complex series of memes we got here.
Right? It's got several layers of nuance. You gotta know, like, meme history.
Accidentally sends the meme of Chris Rock and Will Smith.
Oh my god, my feed. Alright.
That was so ridiculous on Sunday, man.
I just like all the memes that came out of it. Like,
It's so true.
It's a decent meme format. I'll give it
it
that.
really is. It worked.
It
Especially just like the dramatic postures. Like Smith's arm was like all the way down, his body twisted. Chris Rock was just like flailed arms out. It was really the perfect image. It will live on in meme history for years, I'm sure.
You know, I think that was the best thing about the Oscars, honestly. Was
I
just
didn't
Chris
even
Rock.
know the Oscars were happening until I started seeing the memes.
Yeah, some people have suggested that may not be a coincidence.
I know. Yeah.
Ratings.
I've
and
seen
such.
all. It did not take long for those conspiracy theories to start popping up all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
All right. But with Johnny's modified 19, amplified ability of 19, the message does get out, and he is able to pinpoint exactly where that message comes from. He turns towards you all, and he shows a countdown timer on his view screen, and it's counting down from 13 seconds. And he throws up another one, and it's a basketball perched on somebody's fingers spinning. And then he points towards the asteroid. You all can see that it has some rotation to it, And as it's rotating, at exactly the moment that Johnny's countdown timer expires, you all see, facing towards your ship on that side of the asteroid, what looks like a hangar bay built into the side of the asteroid.
Would you look at that? Which asteroid is it?
The big one.
Oh.
Interesting.
I'm just wondering why I have a gif of who's that? Michael Jordan spinning a basketball?
Right, Space Jam. That is a 100% Space Jam meme
God damn it.
100%.
After a few moments, you all get a short form, low frequency message back. The source does indicate that it's the asteroid. And it says, you hear a woman's voice crackle over the comm. The frequency is broken, it's very low quality. But she says, "You too, huh?" And after a brief pause, she says, "Well, this asteroid has some tractor beam technology. I suppose if we're going to be stranded, we might as well be stranded together. We can probably get you here." Then it would say something along the lines of how to acknowledge, like flash your high beams or something. She would probably just say, do a brief power surge, and that'll be their key to lock onto you and pull you into the asteroid.
Now, I'm not suggesting we have a lot of options, but I don't know about that.
Yeah, I mean,
Do we
That
want
seem-
to do it with the... I just remembered the names of them. Ken size around, or do we want to like...
Kanasi. And on that note, is anybody proficient in lore?
Yes.
Fantastic.
I think so.
So, anyone proficient in lore, after a few moments of getting a good look at the little creatures scurrying around on the asteroid outside of your ship, you would definitely recognize them as Kanasi. Kanasi are a hive mind, semi-autonomous artificial intelligence. So give me just one moment, I'll see if I can get you some good info. Does anybody want to make a lore check to see just how much info you can get on them?
Sure.
I have +5 on that. I can.
Okay, awesome. 18, 19. Okay. See, the great thing about a game like this that's in science fiction, that's set in space and has all this high-tech stuff, it is perfectly reasonable for you all to have access to like advanced knowledge of certain things, and if you don't have immediate access to it, then being able to get it is totally something that is doable in this kind of a world. So,
Space Google search.
right, Space Google.
Also, we caught a decent enough glimpse of the ship, and like to see origin perhaps, like
Yeah, you were able to get a sensor scan on the ship. It is human in origin. It is a human ship. To figure out that it was relatively large, and with Johnny's, can somebody roll that D4 for me so I can figure out exactly what that check was? Thank you. So with a 20 straight, Johnny would be able to determine that the ship had extensive sensor upgrades and was not lightly armed either. It was relatively well armed, a relatively well armed ship, expanded sensor capabilities, and human in origin.
So what, like a scout kind of thing?
With that 20, Johnny's professional opinion would be that they are explorers.
I mean, if they're explorers, I mean, we're gonna have the, you know.
Enhanced sensor arrays, lightly, moderately armed. They're not a. He says that they're definitely not an attack ship. Not like a
I mean,
gunship.
is it safe to assume that we can take them if, you know, shit goes down?
Johnny says that simply based on their hull size and armaments, that is unlikely. It is a much larger ship than yours.
So who owns the hangar?
That is unknown.
I mean, my people are technically descendants of humans, so maybe, you know, if they see my face, it wouldn't be too bad of an idea to talk to them. I don't know.
Well, there's not much sense in making them enemies, so we could try to make them friends.
I think we have no choice but to try and make them friends for sure.
Yep.
And whatever is in this asteroid field disabled their ship, or at least damaged them so badly that they also decided to power down and just hunker down somewhere.
Do you want to send one of those bursts?
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess I'll try and figure out how to do that, and then just, you know,
It would be
turn it off
relatively mundane, just basically flipping the switch on and flipping it back off.
all right.
So, with that, a brief moment later, you all feel a shudder as an invisible force grabs a hold of the ship and lifts it off of the asteroid that you're on and slowly begins pulling it back towards the asteroid. As you're passing by more of the smaller rocks floating by, you can see there are in fact dozens of those little spider mechanisms crawling all over each and every asteroid you pass by. Every now and then you see one flip up a little antenna, little satellite, rolls out from the top of it and begins scanning around, stops on your ship for a brief moment, and then passes back by, actively searching for more materials that they can bring into the Kanasi ship. After maybe 4 or 5 minutes of just gently floating towards the asteroid, you see that your trajectory is lined directly up with that hangar bay. Now, after that brief journey towards the ship, you can see that the beam is most definitely drawing you towards the hangar bay. And once you get a better look at it, you definitely can see that there is a freighter docked inside. It appears pretty thoroughly damaged. And eventually, you go past the shielding of the hangar bay. You can see the blue light kind of shifting over all of you on the outside until you're drifting into the hangar bay, and then large steel doors begin to slowly ratchet closed behind you. Now that you're inside, you can see that the hangar bay is large enough to hold 2 small freighters, though the only thing in the hangar bay, besides you and all of you and your ship, is about a dozen or so humanoids gathered near a door. As you pass through the doors and you can see more of the hangar bay, there is a very large ship docked in here as well. Those humanoids have weapons out and they are armored and armed. They don't appear to be leveling weapons at you, though. As your ship touches down gently, a slight jolt as you all finally touch down and the tractor beam releases you all. You hear loud and clear over your ship's communicators, somebody very clearly tapped into your hailing frequencies. A woman's voice. And just as she begins speaking, a figure wearing white armor steps out from the group, her pistol slowly going back into her holster as she says, "I do hope you are a friendly lot." And we're going to go ahead and take our break here. When we come back, we'll be in the hangar bay. All right, everybody. So we are back. After narrowly avoiding being picked apart for scrap by all of the spider Kanasi that were swarming all over this asteroid system, well powered down, landed atop one of the nearby rocks, and received a hail from the nearby large asteroid. After a brief communique with them, you all had yourself picked up by the asteroids, by the mining asteroids, a mining tractor beam, lifted up and then brought into the hangar bay. When you got inside, you saw those 13 humanoids, all armored and armed, standing around their ship. A very large, what appears to be a science vessel. Your ship gently set down, and their leader came out to approach you all. So we're going to go ahead and put you all right here for now. You all haven't necessarily disembarked your ship just yet. So, the woman wearing the white armor, she steps out and says, "I do hope you are a friendly lot," she says kind of sheepishly. Smile forms on her face. She says, "Well, at least we did manage to help you. Hopefully that counts for something, right?"
We do our best. Who are you?
Right, I'm so sorry. It's been such a strange couple of days we've been here. My name is Lita Myers. She points towards the ship. Says, "This is the Star Chaser. This is my crew. We're an expeditionary team sent to investigate a strange energy signature that was originating from this asteroid. Your sensors didn't pick it up?"
No, can't say that we did pick up a energy signature, but we did pick up maybe a little bit of a remnant of it possibly having been a mining accident of sorts.
Yeah, that's what I had heard too. I heard about... She looks towards one of her soldiers. He holds up 6 fingers. About 60 years ago, there was a major mining operation here, but it's been out of commission for decades. I can't imagine why the Kanasi found such interest here, but maybe it has something to do with the energy signature we picked up.
Well, is there any light you can shed on what you found?
Yes, we came here intentionally. This asteroid was our destination from the get-go. We wanted to investigate that energy signature that we'd found here. We managed to fight our way through to the asteroid. It was a rough go, and she kind of gestures towards your ship, and she says, "It looks like you had it a little bit worse than we did." But once we landed, the spider Kanasi just kept swarming over the ship, so we had to power down, and whatever powers this station doesn't seem to draw them. It's just outside energy sources that they're drawn to. We landed and began our search, and as soon as we entered into the tunnel, we were attacked by those spider constructs. Many of my team were unfortunately lost to the event, and many more were injured. Our medic was killed during the fight.
What do you know of the spider Kanasi? They're drawn to energy, we figured that. But what drew them here?
She says there could be ore, there could be raw materials, whatever it may be. It seems like they may have set up an operation, their base of operations here, one of their forging grounds, if you will.
Have you found any other organic beings that were alive, that is, or dead?
She says,
You said
"No,
the mine was abandoned.
we haven't detected any other sentient beings on the asteroid just yet."
And
We haven't had too much opportunity to explore too deep yet. As soon as we entered into the tunnels, we were attacked. Me, my men, and I, we were no match for those things on foot.
And how long did you say you've been here?
2 days.
2 days. Well, it seems we have aligning goals here. I'm assuming you want to escape as well, even though this was your destination.
Says, well,
Seems you've gotten more than you came for.
we can escape when we need to. Our ship can get past them, especially if all we're doing is looking to get out. The problem that we have is, well, what we came here to do. We came here to search for that entry signature, and we have not been able to make our way into the tunnels because of the Kanasi. How about this? If you all can clear out the Kanasi, once you find their fabrication center, they're generally not too difficult to destroy from there. The ones guarding their bases tend to be dormant unless specifically agitated. If you can get in there, get past their defenses, and disable that so we can properly perform our exercise. She looks towards her ship. We'd be more than happy to patch you up, maybe even give you some upgrades.
Can I do an insight check? I'm getting like Ender's Game vibes here.
Nice, go ahead.
I don't know what that means.
I actually literally just read that book. I just finished it like 3 days ago. Second time I've read it. But... okay. Denny, you get the definite impression that Lita Myers is not telling you everything.
Are you telling us this, Dinny? How are you telling us this?
No, you can just see me like very uncomfortable, like you just see me very uncomfortable as I'm like just staring at everyone.
Listen, we would love a way to get past this swarm if you have that.
Clint, once you start speaking, she immediately, you can see her attention is piqued by you.
Yeah, so, you know, if you can get us out of this mess, I suppose, I mean, we were already shooting at these things, right? Shooting a few more can't be that much of a big deal.
Yes, as my captain has said.
I'm
going to
not
take
the
a few
captain.
steps forward.
It's an elected position.
As the captain's, I'm going to say captain again. As the captain has said, you stated you have the technology to get away and around from these creatures. So patching our ship up is not sufficient for us to escape, as is evidenced by the condition of the ship and the fact that we had to basically shut down to arrive here. So if you have the means to escape, patching us up is not going to be sufficient. If we agree to help you, we're going to require you to give us the technology to get past them.
So she nods and she says, that is very reasonable. I see that you are shrewd individuals here. We can't spare any of our technology. Everything that we have is in use in our ship, especially our sensors and our means of transportation. What we could do is, if you were to clear the threat from here, it may hold you up a few days, but we'd be more than happy to escort you out once we've concluded our research here.
See,
Hmm.
Denny, are you okay? Are you okay? I feel like you're not telling me something.
Looking at the other people that are working for this lady, you said so. We're I'm basically just thinking. They look. You said this is an explorers group, right?
Their sensors on their ship are highly modified. This is from what Johnny Alpha was able to tell you earlier. Sensors on their ship are highly modified. They're not heavily armed, but they are outfitted with specialized sensors and some other technology that you're not exactly familiar with.
Do I see anything like drilling related or collecting related or like, or giant storage, things like,
Make a perception check.
Yeah.
Okay.
16.
With a 16, Denny, you do notice that along with all the sensors and all of that, where their main cannon would be on the underbelly of their ship is instead what looks like what looks like an energy tractor beam, much like the one that brought your ship in, just on a much smaller scale. That's the only thing that stands out as odd to you.
You cut out there.
Sorry. The only thing that... Am I back? Am I good?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're fine, yeah.
Okay. So the only thing that stands out as odd there would be where their main gun under the ship would be mounted. Where that is instead what looks to be a small tractor beam. A lot like the one that brought your ship in here, just on a much smaller scale. It's the only thing that stands out as odd to you. It's a strange thing to be a ship's primary armament.
Sean,
Right.
also, out of character, did you say the race of Lita Myers?
She's a human.
Was she human? Okay. Does she have any emblems on her armor or suit?
Make a perception
Like any-
check.
Okay. Sorry. I exited the app. Perception. Not good.
Okay. There's a lot of insignia on their armor. Some of them look like they may have been Silrain Defense Force at one point. There are insignia from Revosys, Revolutionary Systems. They're one of the mega corporations. There's various different ones. They all seem to be bearing the same shooting star type emblem. Other than that, no. But she did introduce their ship as the Star Chasers, and that they're all an expeditionary team. So they do all bear one similar insignia. The rest of them are random.
I can't help but wonder, and I'm sorry if you already mentioned, who would send y'all to such an inhospitable scratch of space?
Well, we're not necessarily in the habit of divulging our investors. Just say that it was one of the corps hired us to check out this energy signature here.
Just the curious kind of corporation, I guess.
You know, I try not to ask too many questions.
Well, then let's
I'm gonna
all,
look at the
talk
group.
about this for 20 seconds. I don't think we should be going into this mission just yet. I'm gonna be real.
Yeah. Give us a moment, Lita.
Absolutely. Take all the time you need. We're not going anywhere, at least not until we can get into those tunnels.
Why don't we head back
Gonna make
inside
sure we
for a
whisper.
spell?
Yeah, let's go in the ship so they can't hear us. I think...
Hey, Clint, could you make a perception check for me?
I can, yeah. I'm not good at them. Oh, God. I noticed nothing. Where'd everybody go? Oh. there you go.
Vesa,
right
I
here.
don't... I'll be honest here. I don't think we have a choice. How else are we gonna get out of here? Unless, I mean, I guess the only other option is to turn on them, but I don't think that's smart either.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm not much for stealing, so...
And they haven't really given us any indication that they're hostile or that they plan to betray us. Sure, they may have ulterior motives, but it's none of our business, really.
I mean, they're not telling the whole truth. Obviously, they have some. Their ship is modded very differently. It's obviously not set for battle. There's a tractor beam in where the gun should be. So.
Yeah. Well, this corporation may be investigating some technology that they probably will use for nefarious means. Sure, there might be a larger plot here, but overall, I think, I mean, what they're doing here is really none of our concern. We just need to get out. If they asked us what we were doing, I mean, would we tell them the truth that we escaped from the Lorendi and we were involved in the Lorendian and Volnan war?
If I look outside, are they just like mingling amongst themselves, or?
Yeah. So if you were to look outside, Denny, you would see the few more of them exiting from the ship. one of them is bringing out a very badly wounded crew member. Looks like her arm is missing below the elbow.
Ooh.
Oh shit.
Now, even if this was something that we prefer they didn't have, wouldn't we be the first to get it anyway?
I mean,
My my working theory is that this, cluster of meteors is, possibly the home to those spider things, and we're just, we're the pests in this situation.
Denny, you would know that. Well, what do you mean by home?
Meaning, like, this is where, like, they're just because you said it was an AI, right?
They are an AI collective, exactly.
Right.
Here, let me
So
see if I can get a good description.
right, but I'm assuming in this, like society, an AI, even if it's an AI collective, it's still,
Even if this place is rightfully theirs, attacking simple travelers ain't no good thing.
So here, this is the. I think what I'm going to do is, as a general habit, any creature or thing that would be known across the galaxy, I'm just going to read you the first paragraph of their lore, so y'all can get a good idea, because you would all be very familiar with the Kanasi, at least, even if you were someone that just barely ever left the core systems and only hears about them. They're kind of like the boogeymen of AI. They are the cautionary tale of just how bad AI can go. So,
okay.
Kanasi are deadly machines that personify the deepest, darkest trepidations behind artificial intelligence. Their path of devastation spans far and wide across the galaxy. And I think, yeah, quotes. There we go. All of these creatures have like lore quotes. Let me grab one of those for you. Like individuals that have encountered them have spoken this type of things. So, okay. So, in your logs, as you're going, assuming that you go through the computers to kind of look up information on the Kanasi, in your logs you get a survivor encounter, a quote, and it says, "Some feats of technology just shouldn't be possible. But there it was, a silent terror coming at us on legs of blades, so fast. Too fast. It took out our forward positions before we could react, a kind of kinetic energy coming from its head. Or its abdomen, maybe? I don't know. I just know there was no way they're made of spare parts, and there's no way I'm going back to face one of those things."
The way I see it out of character is they're like, say, piranha that are feasting on the carcass of a whale, and we just happen to be in the middle of that whale carcass, and they're
And
just indiscriminately seeking anything they can feed on, which is our energy from our ship. Is that right? Is that something that would
right, and your raw
describe the
materials, the metal from your ship would even be something they'd want. And when I say an AI collective, what I mean is that there is one mind out there, and it is all of these Kanasi. Some of them have more autonomy than others, but in essence, these are all just cells, blood vessels of a much, much larger AI consciousness.
alright.
Well, I'm not much for bad, but if the choice is between the bad and the ugly, well, you might go to the bad.
Yeah, I don't know if I like her motivations,
I
but I
like
don't
Clint's
see a better choice.
one-liners.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was cool.
Besides, like I said, they attacked us. We're not exactly friends of the Kanasi.
Well, true. I mean, how do you even
It's
befriend one in the first place?
right.
You know what we could do? We can talk to that injured what's it called, individual outside. We can bring them inside and say, offer medical treatment, and maybe they're more inclined to speak with us if we're treating them.
I mean, you're the medical person, Denny. I don't.
Medicals in quotations here, so.
You got something at least.
I mean, I can put you back together. Doesn't mean it's gonna, last long term.
Not wrong.
But what do you hope to gain from this injured individual? If they were part of the crew,
just some kind of motivation. Like, I don't like.
I see what you're saying. Maybe get more info out of them than Lita's willing to give us.
Besides, if it's gone this poorly, they may not even be that loyal anymore. We might find more friends than her.
Okay, that's a really good point. I think that might be the way to go.
Let's see what happens.
So Denny's super paranoid right now. As he's constantly looking outside. What's happening over here?
They've brought the wounded person in front of Lita, and she's doing her best to go over them. You can see she's obviously upset. Yeah, like she said, their medic was killed, and they have a very badly wounded person here. So she seems to be doing what she can to help the person.
Here, if you're that paranoid, Denny, I'll go with you to help him out.
There's no sense in just letting him bleed out. You better get down there.
Yeah. I guess I'll just head out.
As soon as your doors open, Lita stands, and she's like, "Are any of you a medic? One of our people is in desperate need of help. We have tech to trade if you can help us."
Yeah. Bring them inside our ship, and I'll see what I can do.
She nods towards one of the people that are holding up the injured person, and they take them over to your ship.
All right, I guess we'll head in.
Point of order, is the hatch on our ship on the upper deck or the lower deck?
It is in the back of the upper deck.
Back of the upper deck.
Yes, there is also a hatch. There's also a hatch on the lower deck that leads to your engine compartment. There is a hatch from the engine compartment out. So technically you could move through the engine compartment and then out of the ship if you wanted to in a pinch.
Do we have like a fire escape route map on the wall? Are we going to violate OSHA? Or...
One second. I think I can just copy pasta the ship design over for you.
It's right next to the 5-year plan for minimum wage increases.
Employee handbook.
Hello, I'd like to talk about your extended warranty.
Oh,
on
God,
this
no.
ship.
We've been trying to... That's the first word she says. We've been trying to reach you about the...
Right. Okay, so upper deck, lower deck. This is the entrance, kind of like the ramp that would extend down from your main entrance. This leads down to the lower deck.
Yeah,
This is the ladder down from the upper deck. This is the maintenance hatch that leads to the engine compartment. There is a hatch directly beneath the engine compartment that leads out.
The second point of order, where's the hole?
The hole is up here.
Okay.
On the lower deck near the front of the ship.
Yeah, we could also use the patch job, so...
So, as you get them onto the ship, the one Star Chaser removes the helmet of the injured one. It is a young woman, and she says, ah. She is obviously in quite a bit of pain, and the other guy pulls off his helmet, says, "This is Rabbit. I'm Jan. You guys think you can help her out?"
Yeah. I'll do my best. I'll just, look for a table, just make a little makeshift kind of area. It ends up looking like, like an area set up for to make a robot, kind of like everything, but it doesn't really look like a surgery room or whatever. It just looks like, kind of looks like a mechanic's, a garage at this point. I'm just setting up.
She looks very skeptical. You're not going to put
Trust
any
me,
robot parts on me, are you?
No. It's fine. This will help you out, but you know you should be fine. I look at the other guy. You mind stepping out for a second?
I'd
It'll
like,
only it'll be really quickly. Don't worry.
I think I'll stay with my crewmate. Thank you.
Okay.
He looks very skeptical towards you.
Well, I mean, I do have unorthodox, methods, but it does get the job done.
I'm not really worried about you trying to double cross us. We have you thoroughly outnumbered. I'm just making sure that, you're not doing anything shady in here.
No, nothing of that sort. Um, so I'm gonna use the rig expansion rejuvenate.
Okay.
It's this. So
Nice.
the arm is kind of the big Doomfist arm has like tubing connected to like a backpack sort of thing, and the backpack opened up, and then like what you guys see are like is a sort of like reddish like gold kind of cloud like coming out of it. But if anyone sees, if anyone looks very closely at each individual pieces that are in the cloud, they're actually small little robots.
Yes.
And I'll use as it says 5 times engineer level. So I'll use 10 points of that.
Nice. That gets her back up to max.
Yep, as kind of like the little I guess the cloud kind of swarms her arm and just cauterizes and doing everything possible to like just seal up the wound.
You see her looking down at it, and then she looks up towards you and says, "You're an Esper." She looks around towards all of you. You're all Espers. Wow. She looks down at her arm. Says, "Wow, that is incredible. It's like it never happened. I mean, she's still got no arm, but it is completely healed over. Basically, it looks like several years of healing have already gone by for her." She gets up. She's like, "Wow, I really hope the captain gives you something special for this. Thank you so much. This is incredible."
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, still got no arm, but I mean, if you come by, we can probably figure something out with that.
Yeah, I mean, I am one of the ship's best shots. She might get me a pretty cool prosthetic. She goes to get her helmet back on, sets it back on. She says, "So, are y'all gonna clear the complex out? If you're Espers, it should be a piece of cake for you, right? It's like stomping rats back on Earth."
Who said we're Espers?
Oh, I didn't mean to presume. I just saw the nanites. I saw what your friend here could do, and Espers usually don't travel by themselves. I just figured. I meant no offense.
No, this is just tech that's been developed. I mean, just because I got tech that that I can control in such ways doesn't mean anything else. It just means I'm really good at what I do.
She kind of like laughs. She's like, "Yeah, really good. I've never seen anyone control nanites like that before. That wasn't. Well, I'll stop bugging you guys. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much."
I'm gonna speak in Terran, and I'm gonna ask her, before I make my decision, can you tell us a little bit about your, captain?
Yeah, she's fair. I mean, I've been working with her for about 3 weeks now. This is our first job out together. We hunt down these energy signatures, and yeah, I mean, she's fair to all of us. She never yells at us unless somebody does something real dumb and deserves it. But yeah, I got paid good when I got here.
Also in Terran, do you happen to know which company assigned you guys this mission?
I'm not supposed to talk about that.
I mean,
Jan
you're alive, right?
speaks up. He says, "Go ahead, Rabbit. There's no harm in it. They hire all kinds of people." Revosys, Revolutionary Systems, hired us to track down this energy signature here, and well, you know better than anyone else, I'm sure. They pay well.
Well, yeah, as a mercenary, I know well. They do pay pretty good.
Ah, yes. Vesa, as a mercenary, you would know that they do in fact pay very, very well, and they are big into weapons development.
Huh.
And Clint will pick it up in Terran also. So, just curiosity, Revo says. Out here, seems this. I mean, this is a dangerous curiosity, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's an energy signature. Revosys does military and starship weapons. It makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, it totally does.
You all hear Jan's communicator kind of, and then Lita, everything all right in there, Jan? Jan's like, yep, we're just having a little chat with these fine people about who hired us. Figured the right thing to do. Lita says, Revosys did tell us not to tell anyone that we were working for him out here. Jan kind of smiled. Like, I know, ma'am. Lita says, well,
You get this guy's killed.
It's all right. You can blame us. It's fine.
Jan kind of looks over towards you, Denny, and says, you got it all wrong. Lita's not the kill you for speaking out of line type of captain.
I say to the rest of the crew, I think we have what we need. What do you think?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do.
I do as well.
Figuring out this guy's demeanor, and does he fully trust this individual, like as this leader that they will fully get behind, like.
So Rabbit says that she's only been flying with Lita for a couple weeks. So Rabbit trusts her. Rabbit does. Jan, you get from his demeanor that he's been flying with Lita for longer, for quite a bit longer. You haven't really. Do you want to have a question that you'd like to ask him or anything like that?
No, it's just Denny being paranoid.
When you mentioned them getting shot, Jan seemed. Well, go ahead and make an insight check. I'll tell you what you saw.
Sure.
Okay. So Jan seemed at first offended and then amused by the prospect by what you said.
Spaghetti on his sweater.
Rabbits is a woman, by the way. But yeah, Jan seemed at first offended and then amused by the prospect of their captain doing violence against them.
No, I've seen my fair share of situations that just gone really badly, and just wanted to make sure I just wanted a bigger the clearest possible picture of the situation.
Jan nods and says, well, we've given you just about as clear of a picture as we can. We're here investigating energy signature. We can't do that job until these tunnels are cleared out, and the captain seems to think that you all are the ones that can help us out in doing it.
One last thing. I know this is an unusual question, but have the Kanasi tried to communicate or contact you in any meaningful way other than murder?
Says, no. I've never heard of a Kanasi that wasn't one of the big ones trying to ever communicate with anyone. Usually they just tear things apart and take whatever metal and machinery they can and take it back to their little hive.
They come in big?
You ever met a hunter?
They come
No.
in big.
They're not all fun size.
They are not all fun size. Watch out for the big ones. If you see a big one, well, I'll tell you, I'd just turn tail and run. . 'Cause, 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 '
And have you
Rabbit
seen
kind of looks
a
back
big
towards
one?
him. She says, "Yeah, but you're a wuss." Jan kind of scowls at her a little bit.
I kind of agree, though. But
Have you seen a big one while you've been here?
Jan shakes his hand. He says, "No, no. If we came across a hunter class or a scourge class Kanasi, I feel like Lita would pack it up and we'd just go home."
Well, we do have to get home, so might have to end up helping you folk.
Well, we would sure appreciate it. Hate to go home without our paycheck. Rebo says is going to pay us big if we can figure out the source of that energy signature here.
I mean, I'm with it. I mean, Revoses, you know, I mean, that's big money. So I'll do anything to get a paycheck from them.
He kind of gives you like a look and says, "I wouldn't try to negotiate any cut from the captain. Patchwork on your ship and whatever else she's going to give you for your services for Rabbit here, I think you might want to call it there. She doesn't necessarily like being, what's the word she uses? Swindled."
Good book. Well, I'm okay with this.
Yeah.
Might as well give it a try.
Rabbit taps her communicator. "Coming out, Captain."
On the fire.
So,
Nothing. All right. I guess I'll just head out with them, I guess.
okay. So yeah, so as you guys make your way out, Lita kind of approaches Rabbit and looks her up and down. She looks over towards you all, and you see her expression change a little bit when she sees just how thoroughly you managed to repair her arm. She nods. She says, "I do appreciate this. As a sign of my gratitude, when we are ready to take off from this place, whether or not you manage to clear the Kanasi from here, I've got a set of Centurion armor in the ship. It's yours when you go."
Whoa.
Damn.
Vessel, you could probably use that.
Yeah.
She says, "So, we have a deal in exchange for us repairing your ship, modding your sensors. We did offer you an upgrade. In exchange for repairing your ship, modding up your sensors and the armor, you all do your best to get the Kanasi out of here."
And getting us the hell out of here.
Indeed.
All right. Where do you need us to go?
She says, "The northern passage is locked. It must be locked from this side. We have no way of getting into it. I'm keeping a close eye on it, and it is trapped just in case any of those Kanasi try to come through there. They'll be in for quite the bang. But the door to the east over there, that's where we tried to get into. That's the quickest route that our sensors showed us to the energy signature. That is, we were attacked only a few hundred feet into the cavern, though."
All right, to the gate to the east then.
Yeah.
Let's go knock.
Okay. Alright, everyone. So as you are leaving the hangar bay, heading up to that eastern door.
Oh, a point of order, real quick.
What's up?
We telling Johnny Alpha 5 to guard the ship?
Yes. Good
Okay.
call.
Sticking with the ship.
Yeah.
Okay, good stuff.
Do we have a way of communicating with Johnny 5 while we're away?
I would assume that basic communicators are totally a thing. Is there any
Just to
equipment?
have him.
Let check the equipment page here.
Maybe have him warn us if something untoward happens.
I mean,
So, communication is totally a thing that you all can do. As long as you all are within, we'll say 100 miles of each other, you can communicate. You are heading into an asteroid, though, so that may cause problems with your communicators. We'll see just how far in you guys end up. But so far, I'm seeing a data pad, which is a safe bet to assume that each of you have.
I think I do.
I do have one.
I have an electronic journal, which I guess is a data pad.
Okay. If anyone doesn't have specifically an item called a data pad in your inventory, go ahead and add that now. And that'll be your communicator. Kind of like your smartphone, if you will.
Oh, data pad, but I have an inflatable bed.
What?
I have an inflatable bed, apparently.
Same.
Nice.
Not sponsored by any inflatable bed, by the way.
Oh man, I can't wait until you guys get to like a majorly populated center and you get all the billboards and the neon and all that kind of stuff. It's gonna be fun. Okay, so as you all are making your way up, so for as that addressing that point of order, yes, you can communicate with Johnny Alpha 5. The fact that you're heading basically into a mountain may mess with that, but as long as you're within 100 miles of each other, you can communicate with one another.
That's fair.
Okay. All right. Oh, Johnny Alpha is there. So, as you're all heading in, what's the marching order as you're heading into the cavern? Into the tunnel?
I would guess I'd be first since I'm the one with the most armor.
Taking up the rear.
I could take the rear.
Okay.
I'll
Soren.
be- Oh, sorry.
Soren. That's all I needed was who's in front and who's in back. Soren and Clint, could you both make perception checks for me as you're leaving the cavern? Nice, good job.
I love making characters with terrible perception. There's just something so satisfying about it.
Oh my god.
3. Oh my god.
Nice.
I see a wall.
Okay, everyone. So, as soon as you exit the hangar bay, the structured, fabricated appearance of the hangar walls gives way almost immediately. And the rock walls slowly take on a new form. Interwoven wire, conduit, bands of metal and circuitry melded into the wall itself, threading in and out of the rock. You can hear the snap and buzz of electricity flowing through the mesh, and the whiff of ozone creates an eerie atmosphere in here. The farther in you go, the more and more signs of gunfire and burst weapons you see on the walls, the floor, the ceiling. Blood splatters line the wall, and there's chunks of metal all over the floor.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, okay.
He asked for a perception check from 2 people, so I just didn't roll perception.
Yeah, it was mainly just Clint and whoever was in the rear. But it's safe to say that y'all didn't notice anything. But so as you make your way deeper in, you can see the spot that the battle ended, and as you get farther in, the signs of fighting get more and more intense until you get into a large cavern opening. And as you all walk in, you see, Vesa, you would spot this first. The walls and the electricity running through them giving off a very faint illumination of the area as you make your way in. And Vesa, what you see is a mass of green and red lizard-like creatures climbing on top and over one another, scampering all over the place writhing in a mass to the left of the cavern that you're looking into. They seem to be trying to reach something that's caught in the wall. One lizard bites another by the neck, flings its head, and throws the creature across the tunnel. The thrown beast quickly rights itself, scurries back to the wall, and climbs back into the frenzy. Bites its way into the mass, creating a small picture of what they're attacking. Vesa, you see what looks like the stump of a severed arm sticking out of that wall. That's what the lizards are scrambling over and trying to devour.
Oh, that's not creepy at all. I think I see Rabbit's arm over there. I'm not gonna lie.
Is that what that is?
I think so. I'm just gonna take one baby step, hoping that I don't alert them.
As you enter into the cavern, is anybody proficient in xenobiology?
No.
Nope.
No. We have never gone to the zoo.
I am not level 3 yet, so no.
I'm noticing that we're not wildly intelligent as a party overall, which I'm fine with. It's just hilarious.
Oh yeah.
Soren's got a pretty solid intelligence score. It's just the astrophysics and computers, not necessarily the natural aspects of things. Soren's good at.
Yeah.
Alright, so that
Well.
writhing mass of insects on the wall over there, roiling over one another. Yeah.
No reason to bother them until they bother us, right?
I mean, unless you want to get the arm back.
I don't want to take that chance. I'm gonna be real.
Feel like they got more use for it than her now, anyway.
Yeah, I mean...
She was a sharpshooter. What do you mean?
What, you can't shoot with one arm?
Well,
Like-
I mean, you can't put it back on, can you? Do human
mean-
limbs work that way?
I mean, just put a scope on a pistol, and then shoot the pistol with one arm, and then you're set.
So I've got to ask, are you all kind of just standing here having this conversation?
Probably for the moment, yeah.
Like we
Yeah,
said, we're not.
just
Like they
briefly.
said, we're not as smart as a group.
We are not.
Okay, so they don't appear to have noticed you just yet. But as you all make your way into the cavern, everybody's in there now, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Oh, so yeah. What do y'all want to do? They don't seem to be paying any mind to you.
Any more of those things in the ceiling anywhere, perhaps?
Make a perception check.
No.
You do not see any Kanasi around.
Alright, we were hired to kill Kinasi, not these things. Let's move on.
Let's get a
Indeed.
group stealth check.
I do it with disadvantage. Yay!
Yay. Oh.
Left a rogue back in the place.
Okay. Oh no. Oh no.
Nice.
So, as you're all making your way across the cavern, Vesa, your armored foot clomps down and makes this loud noise, and Soren, do you have your attachments? Well, let's go ahead and describe it this way. Clint, Vesa, and Soren. What noises do you all make as you're walking through here?
I'm probably just walking. They probably hear my armor clanking around.
Clint definitely has spurs.
Amazing.
I think I'm just tripping on my own 2 feet. And yeah, maybe my attachments are like dragging behind me.
So, as you all make your way across, all in unison, instantly, almost like a flock of birds moving together in unison, the creatures stop fighting over their feast. In unison, they all begin slowly turning their reptilian heads to see what caused the disturbance. They stare at you, their fanged mouths dripping with blood. All in unison, as if they were the same creature. They blink once, twice, and then they leap off the wall, scurrying towards you all. Let's roll initiative.
It's the universal symbol. They're in danger. Blink twice if you're in danger, right?
True. That's alright. I mean, it's not terrible.
Okay, you all got the low rolls out of the way first. We'll put it that way.
True.
Jesus Christ.
Oh no, Soren with the 2.
Okay, here we go. So Clint, as these creatures leap off the wall and begin scurrying directly towards you and Vessa, what would you like to do?
Oh, a little caught off guard. I didn't expect that to be the winning initiative. Well. So they're definitely coming for us.
Oh yeah.
You see Clint as he takes one step forward and points at this pile of insects and
Snakes,
raises
lizards.
his thumb back. Lizards, sorry. Lizards, and raises his thumb back and fires a side blast out of his finger gun.
You rolled damage, sir.
Oh.
Not.
Sorry, I'm used to a different system. I gotta click it from the main sheet, not the power sheet.
You're good.
Does no one have token actions?
No, I
wait,
do.
No.
Oh, it just looks like
I don't
Clint
for
did.
some reason.
There's no attack roll set for Side Blast, that's why.
I believe it'd be in spells, so... Oh, never mind. Oh, hey, look at that, it works. Clint, on your token actions, that bar that comes up across the top of your screen, when you click on your token,
It's weird,
Yeah.
mine doesn't come up.
No, I don't get a bar, actually.
Side Blast is a spell, right? Weird. Okay, never mind. Sorry. It does look like it needs to be done from there. It looks like only spells of first level and higher are done through your token actions. So, Clint, if you were to click off your token and click back on, you should see a list of macros across the top of your screen.
Yeah, I see it now.
Okay. So, when you click spells, your list of spells come up. It looks like it's only first level or higher. Other than that, your Side Blast. Yep, there's your Side Blast. Oh.
Yeah,
is
it doesn't...
rolling. Yeah. I'm seeing the problem here. Okay, now that you've clicked that box, try pressing that button again. There we go. And you can turn on whether or not you want damage to be rolled all at once either, too. Soren, your token actions are now on. .23 does hit Clint.
Alright. So, 9 damage.
Alright, blasts several of the little snake lizard things in the face. They go flying off, splattering against the wall. A lot more are still coming.
That's my turn.
Right. And Clint, they do make a beeline directly for you, swarming up and over the machinery of your casing. They are technically occupying the same space as you right now, but we're just going to leave them right there for now. And they do bite you. Oh, it is a 25 to hit, Clint.
Yeah, that hits Clint.
Okay, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. Is a Bellare? What's the Bellare's reaction to poison?
I think I'm immune to poison.
Yeah, I was
Double
thinking
check.
you probably would be. Advantage on the saving throw
resistance.
and resistance. So let's get a Constitution saving throw from you, please. Nice. Okay. All right. So you take 4 piercing and 14 poison, halved down to 7, for a grand total of 11 points of damage.
Okay, it's not a small amount of damage, but
Okay. So, as these little things are swarming all over Clint, around his feet, up into his suit, snapping into the joints of his containment suit, Vessa, you are up.
Alright, I'm gonna take one step forward, and I'm disgusted by these things, but I'm still gonna stab them anyway.
15 hits.
Alright, for good 11 slashing. I'm just gonna stand in disgust and end my turn there.
Okay. Denny.
Yeah, I'm going to. Oof. I don't want to waste something crazy. Alright, I'm going to, just gonna use a cantrip. 16 to hit.
16 hits.
Alright. 6 lightning.
Okay. All right. Several of the little lizard things are laying all over the floor in little crumpled piles. You've reduced the swarm dramatically. Anything else from Denny?
No, I'll chill here.
Soren, you're up.
All right, I'm gonna just use a sprite beam on the swarm.
Oh, yours is doing it too.
Oh,
Here,
wait.
1 second.
Oh, I thought it was the one to hit. I'm like, what?
It looks like somewhere in there the
drag and drop's
attack
not
button
working
got turned off.
perfectly.
Okay, go ahead and try again.
Dragon.
Here we go.
9 to hit.
9 does not hit, unfortunately. Goes streaming past them.
Okay, and I'm gonna move over here. No, here. And I'm gonna have my bonded companion, my Spectre, move up and use the help action for Clint in case he needs to for whatever reason.
Okay. You're up, Clint.
So these things are on me right now.
They are swarming all over you, yes.
Figuring out all my powers here.
Oh, that's right. Take your time. This is your first combat in with your regular abilities and stuff. Spent the whole time in space last session.
I guess I could target them with this.
Is there an intelligence requirement? If it doesn't understand,
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. If it doesn't understand your language.
yeah, and these things do not have a language.
Can I take that back or?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. Okay, then I'm just gonna do this. Teleport 10 feet away so that they're
Nice.
not on me anymore.
Awesome. Okay, yeah. Okay.
That is my action though, so gonna step on over here. It'll be my turn.
So you all see Clint just kind of singularize, turn into the singularity, and just and vanish. All of the little lizards plop to the ground. They look up look around, very confused for a moment, and then swarm Vesa.
Okay, your turn.
Oh, wow, they roll so high. Vesa, it's a 22 to hit.
It's me.
Okay. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
I have advantage on this since I'm fire-blooded.
Nice, nice. 13 is a success. Vesa, you take 10 piercing and 7
Whoa.
poison.
Oh
Thank
my
God I'm
god.
resistant to poison as well. Holy crap.
Wow.
That's 13 damage just right there.
Yeah.
Vesa, you're up.
Okay, I'm mad and disgusted, but I'm gonna take out my glaive. I'm gonna
18 hits.
Alright, I am also gonna roll a second wind because I am hurting from that. Damn.
Okay.
And that's 7.
Vesa, in a
And I'm gonna-
flurry of strikes, using the kind of having your glaive pulled up so it's more of a short implement, you manage to knock down all of the rest of these serpents, these lizards, and they are no more. You all can see several of them kind of poking their heads out from little cracks in the walls and everything. They all look at you, look at all of their dead buddies, and begin to retreat back into the asteroid.
Jesus.
Okay, I might have underestimated that situation.
You know, they lied to us, right?
About?
Lita, I specifically asked her if she saw any organic or biological organisms, and she said no, but clearly these things are what took the arm off of Rabbit.
I mean, yeah, oh my. They're disgusting.
Has anyone taken a
Yeah.
look at Rabbit's arm? What's left of it, anyways?
Sure. I mean, I guess I'll head
Definitely.
over since I was the one that treated Rabbit.
Make a medicine check, Denny.
Damn it! I'm not proficient in medicine. 13.
So, Denny, with a 13, you can see that the arm has been thoroughly gnawed and chewed on, but the severed point appears to have been sliced very cleanly, almost surgically clean.
Oh,
Oh
so maybe
no.
they didn't see these things. So perhaps they hadn't seen any organisms and encountered instead one of the Kanazi. And these
Love
things
the
just
sci-fi
feed on
music.
the blood.
Clean blade, like from I don't know.
Clean blade would have to be manufactured.
Right. Was did Lita have a sword of any kind? Any blade of any kind?
No, but the spider Kanazi have sharp legs, don't they?
Yeah, probably.
Oh no, they definitely tried to stab me with those legs.
I'll go over to Clint and I'll just hand over the one healing potion I have.
Thanks.
For the record, Lita did have a long blade on her.
Oh, the
So,
plot thickens.
she was very thoroughly armed, as were several of her people. She had a heavy pistol, a long blade, and a grenade belt.
Oh,
Hmm.
if shit goes down, we're taking her ship and the grenade belt.
Well, it seems this asteroid is home to more than just the Kanazi. We should tread carefully.
What is that? A healing ampule?
Yeah, it's a
Potion?
level 1. Yeah, level 1 healing app.
It'd be the same thing. D4 plus 2 for a regular one.
Yeah, supposed to.
As a point of order, I'd like to have my infravision activated while we're in here. Now that we are dealing with horrible poisonous lizards.
Absolutely. Clint, you're red. Are you seeing red around you?
Yeah.
That is your infravision.
Oh, I was wondering why everything was red. I thought that was just an effect of
It's
the map.
very low light in here. Like Vess's experience of this place is very different than everyone else's.
Yeah.
Soren has dark vision, so does Denny. Clint, your red is your infravision. And
I have dark vision though.
oh, Vess, do you have dark vision?
Yeah, I do.
My bad. I thought.
No,
My
you're
bad. I
dark
thought you were a human. What's your? It's 30, 60.
60. Yeah.
My bad.
It's okay.
There you go.
It's interesting. But yeah, so as a point of order, I can see heat signatures as long as they're not behind metal.
Yes.
Oh my god.
He's got
That's
freaking
kinda
predator vision.
busted.
It's awesome.
Oh wait, now that I think of it, don't cybermancers have that infrared for like 120 feet now that I think about it? Oh my god.
Soren, do you have some sort of crazy dark vision that I didn't take into account?
No.
Okay.
Just regular dark vision for now. I
Yeah,
think
because I was thinking about making a cybermancer, and literally one of the abilities they get at level 2 is, hey, let's just give them 120 feet of infrared.
I think it's the you have to take a
Oh no, it's
whatever
dark
they
vision.
call it.
Never mind.
Invocation.
Yeah.
Invocation.
Devil's Sight 2.0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're called on the Cybermancer, so I just know them as invocations.
Okay.
Yeah.
Clint, your infravision is picking up a lot of heat coming from the walls. Those conduits that are running through are putting off a decent amount of heat.
All right. I'll keep an eye out for anything that wiggles.
Nice.
I'm gonna send Spectre ahead then.
What's your communication range on Spectre?
Good question. I'm gonna have to look into it. I'll get back to you.
Has this thing been here the whole time and we just haven't talked about it, or?
Oh yeah, I just generated it when we came to explore. It's basically a familiar, but it's a kind of like a holographic generated computer generated.
I like to think of it as like the micro nanites. Like, have you all seen Altered Carbon?
No,
Not I.
it's on my list, but I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, it's amazing show. If y'all like cyberpunky sci-fi, check it out for sure. Very good show. But their thing is that AIs can manifest themselves in the real world as physical forms through billions of tiny little micro nanites that they assemble and can turn into things. Like the main
That's
AI
cool.
that they interact with in the show is called Poe. He's a sentient hotel, and he presents himself as Edgar Allan Poe to people. So like when he wants to talk
That's
to you,
cool.
Edgar Allan Poe will appear next to you, and he can shake your hand. He can hold a shotgun. Like,
I like the idea of that for sure. I think that's definitely what I'm gonna start envisioning for this thing now for sure.
Some Stephen King stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's 100 foot. While your companion is within 100 feet of you, you can communicate with it telepathically.
okay, so
And
your
as an action, I
companion
can
would
do
go
it.
out into that tunnel and travel a good 100 feet or so, and it's just tunnel. As you guys are following it, it would continue on in that matter for a while, until several hundred feet further into the tunnel.
Well,
Welcome
I don't want it to go too far
Yeah.
ahead from us. Like
Okay.
I want us to follow at least like 50 feet behind.
Right, I figured it would go, and then you would follow, and it would scout ahead, and you would follow. Is that right?
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, so after several hundred feet of that, you come to an intersection. It would tell you that there is a two-way intersection ahead. One leads to an open door, and the other leads to a cornered tunnel that seems to have some sort of faint blue light emanating from it. That is the information that Spectre would relay back to you.
We'll follow the light. Yeah. What do you guys think?
I'm gonna teleport y'all real quick.
Faint blue light means activity.
AI core.
So,
Mm-hmm.
the forward tunnel leads to an open door, a lit room behind the door. Both the tunnel to the north and to the west appear to be somewhat blocked up by debris from a recent firefight. But there is a bright blue light flickering near the debris in the left tunnel.
Huh.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Should I send Spectre ahead?
Yes.
Spectre will follow the light, where the light's coming from.
As your companion makes their way into that tunnel, it sees a Volare covered in loose conduit, its containment suit heavily damaged and leaking its energy. It sits with its back against the wall, head hanging low.
Okay.
It's okay.
I don't know. It's down. It seems to be injured or something.
What's injured?
Volare.
Huh?
Soren, as you turn the corner, it very weakly struggles to raise a pistol in your direction, its hand trembling, and a brief moment later it drops, lets out this exasperated sigh. It says, "You've come back, have you?" It says very weakly. "Scared off by the spider constructs, but now you've returned. Such bravery. Such... Its sentence dies off as its twitching hand falters. The pistol drops down to the ground.
I'm gonna run up to it. Investigate for any kind of defense systems first before I search him.
Okay. Go ahead and make an
Yes,
investigation
sir.
check.
Okay.
Should I go stabilize him? I mean,
He was trying to shoot us.
right, but he might have confused us for them.
Well, he definitely confused us. So hold on, let me roll my investigation. Definitely, I think you're not wrong to try to heal him.
Is he one of the mercenaries? Were you one of the mercenaries?
I don't think he is.
He has lost consciousness.
From what
Alright, should I at least stabilize and not heal?
he said, you've come back, and the spiders scared you off. They haven't told us the full story. Either
Yep.
Lita and her crew attacked the people that were here in this mining station, and it wasn't abandoned, or
I'm stabilizing so it doesn't, make death saves.
Do you have an ability that
possibly
lets you
they
do that
were-
without a medicine check, or do we need a medicine check here?
It just happens, I think.
Awesome. Awesome, cool. That's spare the dying. Nice.
Mm-hmm. Unless it's considered an automaton or a construct.
I can double
Um,
check real quick.
It
Clint?
is.
Okay.
Really?
Clint,
Then this-
Clint would know
Did
this
this-
better than us, I think. Is there special rules towards healing Bolari that you've encountered?
Not healing, but they are. Here, I'll ping it.
You cannot be healed by Esper powers or items that have no effect on automatons or constructs.
Okay.
Yeah, it's artificial
Your body is biomechanical containment unit, so I would say you could make a mechanics check on that instead of stabilize. Or better yet,
But it says you regain hit points from healing powers and other healing effects the same as any organic species.
okay.
But you are specifically subject to the effects of attacks and powers that specifically target automatons and
Okay,
constructs.
so your creature type is not automaton or construct, is it?
I don't know if I have a creature type.
Yeah.
I think the ruling is like you can't use stabilize because it's specifically a spell that cannot target automatons or constructs. So I don't think
But
So-
stabilize would go
I'm
through.
targeting, but I'm targeting the individual.
The being
itself.
inside, right? So I'm looking it up right now. Bellari, it'll give us a creature type on them. 24.
So something's happening here. There's a third party.
Right.
That clearly this must be either Minor or someone else who arrived here first. So either
Oh, you know
Lita
what?
or
I can
crew
check.
attacked them.
I have an NPC here specifically for this.
Is
You
it possible
know,
that it's a rival contractor or a rival,
Could be.
trying to go for the source here?
And the evidence that we found, the destruction and the rubble, when we were walking around, it said it seemed recent. So either
Right.
Lita arrived after whatever raid happened here and someone left, or Lita's crew themselves caused this and actively tried to kill these people.
it's possible he's not working for anyone. My people are specifically prone to wanderlust, working independently, that kind of thing.
And we haven't
I
had
would
any
assume.
contact from Johnny Alpha, right?
Oh wait, hold on. You're
No, Johnny Alpha has not contacted you for any reason yet.
Should we, try and contact him? Just be like, "What's up?" And then he just, sends us back like radio broadcast or something. I don't know.
The
I don't know
question
how he
is,
would talk.
what blew up the mining station? Because something caused it to explode, and I don't think it was Lita's crew. Something else happened. Maybe their experiments, what they were mining for, was
I mean,
volatile.
Wouldn't have been in the Kanasi.
Sorry, everybody. Just a
No.
quick ruling on the Bellari and using the stabilize. I'm going to say that we can, specifically because of the wording in the artificial body. It says you can be targeted by and subject to effects and attacks and powers that specifically target automatons and constructs. And then the third paragraph there, you regain hit points and healing powers from other healing effects the same as any other organic species. So that leads me, I couldn't find specifically if Bellari are technically humanoid or not, but they are not constructs or automatons specifically. It's their suit that gets targeted by those abilities. So I'm going to go ahead and say that stabilize and things like that of that nature can work on a Bellari.
makes sense.
We're special.
But we're special.
Okay, so
Alright,
after
cool.
stabilize, the Bellari is no longer bleeding out. Literally bleeding out its energy from its suit.
He's just leaking.
Right. We'll say that your stabilize did a quick patch up on his suit.
Sure.
That's what you want
I
to do.
mean,
And obviously, kick his weapon aside and all that stuff. And
Yeah, and check for any defense systems if we try to touch them.
The suits don't generally have weapons built in.
No more so than a suit of power armor could. So you can attach weaponry. The investigation check earlier did not reveal any sort of weaponry built in, any sort of traps or anything like that. Of course, you do know, just as a general rule of thumb with Bellari, if they do breach their containment suit, everyone within a certain distance is subject to fire, basically. Essentially, what the Bellari are is they are energy beings. So think like a tiny little star inside of that suit is what a Bellari is.
Speaking of star, looking for a shooting star emblem on his suit.
There is not one.
Every single one of Lita's people had that emblem.
Correct.
Okay. Well, he's definitely not with Lita.
Is this individual naked?
He's got his suit on.
Well, I mean, I don't know what naked necessarily means.
Right.
for
It
the
is
Bellari,
not
but
customary for Bellari to wear clothing over their suits.
Yeah.
You are special among the special, Clint.
Clint's weird.
I mean, we're all weird.
Well, I don't know what he's doing here, but He's not our mission.
Huh. Well, what if it has something to do with those documents on the ship? You never know.
Which documents?
We found documents of a weapon that could wipe out some races across, the universe.
It was in the Lorendi ship that we escaped. They found a biological weapon that could attach itself to specific DNA, so they could basically execute genocide.
Point of order, you found evidence that the Lorendi were working on such a weapon.
Yeah. But I don't know that this would have anything to do with that. I mean, this is not a Lorendi.
It's not Lorendi. But
He could be working for the Lorendi.
It could be a crew of miners looking for more technology to help them develop this thing. But whatever it is, Lita is not related to this, but Lita may be responsible for this thing's demise.
It appears to have been shot a few times.
Yeah, and Lita did have a blaster. So,
Yeah.
regardless, this means we definitely need to tread carefully with Lita.
Yeah.
She certainly didn't mention anything about this to you.
Yeah, she's not telling us the full story.
Yeah, especially because, they're working with a company known for weapons development research and military tech. So,
Yeah, I want to help this feller here, but I wouldn't leave him with Lita. They tend to get a little get itchy palms around my type.
Yeah, agreed. When we get back, let's not mention this to her.
wasn't planning on it anyway, so.
Yeah.
And he is still unconscious.
Yeah, I'm sure she assumes they killed everybody if it was her responsible for it. So, let's not tell her that he's may survive this.
Right.
Are we gonna try and wake him up and ask him questions, or just leave him here?
Well,
I
we
say-
definitely need to wake him up now.
Go ahead.
How does one wake up?
Yeah, how does one wake up your kind, Clint?
Well, I don't know, because we don't really sleep, so this is a new one for me. Try slapping him.
Fair. Kind of like, the Chris Rock slap or whatever. We
Yeah.
try to do that. Like,
Maybe we should tie him up first, just in case he
Right.
has a violent.
Anybody have shackles or anything like that?
good question.
Starting equipment.
Yay, starting equipment. I have... Let's see, rations, inflatable bed, a weighted blanket, flare. Microfilament wire. Yeah,
Microfilament wire. That should do it.
I got 50 feet of wire.
Read rope.
Yeah, mechanical rope.
Super
Space
rope.
rope.
Space rope.
Space rope.
Okay.
Never leave home.
So thoroughly bound. Y'all slap him awake.
Yeah, I'll give him a tap on the forehead. Hello?
The light behind the visor flickers a bit, and you all see consciousness return. It kind of looks its head around, moving around between you all. It says, "Well then, are you going to take me back to your ship?"
Do you want to go back to our ship?
What kind of silly question is that? Why would I voluntarily go to my doom? You and Lita, you and Myers all the same. Pirates. No better than pirates.
Nah, I've been called a lot of things, buddy, but I'm not a pirate.
You fly with
Clint.
Myers, you might as well be.
It seems you were right, Clint, about Lita.
Well, I don't know about right. I just know that she obviously wants technology, and, well, gesture to myself here.
He looks the Bellari looks confused. He says, "How can you be flying with Myers and not know her mission?"
What is her mission, and who are you?
He looks confused. He's kind of tilting his head off to the side.
We should probably let clear things up. We just got here.
Yeah.
Accidentally.
Yeah.
We kind of escaped a prison.
Well.
Criminals. Makes sense you'd be flying with her.
Criminals, that's what I was about to say. We're not criminals.
Well,
I'm not a criminal.
I'm probably the only criminal here, let's be real. I mean, I'm the one that punched a dude, knocked him out, and injured him. I mean, apparently he accidentally caused a revolution. You were accidentally, ousted as someone that could have plagiarized someone. I have no idea what Clint's doing. But I actually assaulted somebody.
The Bellari is just looking back and forth between all of you. Are you part of Myers' crew or not?
No.
No.
Says, "Why didn't you say so?"
Because you started blasting.
Yeah, you kind of wanted to blast our heads off?
I assumed you were part of her crew.
No.
Who do you work for?
He looks down at his Who does number 2 work for? So he kind of looks down at his arms and he says, "Allow me an opportunity to explain. I am Gavelia. I was here with my offspring Valaris. We came across this asteroid field, and shortly after entering, we began to get target locks on our ship. Captain Myers had been hunting us for some days. It appears she finally tracked us down. She damaged our ship irreparably. We had no choice but to use the escape pod and land here on this asteroid complex. Ran into the tunnels, but the captain pursued us with her crew. Then a swarm of these spider-like constructs met us all in the tunnel. I was injured in the fight, as well as several of the Myers crew people. I told Valaris, my offspring, to run and find a place to hide. That was the last time I saw them. Who did Myers tell them you are? Who did Myers tell you she is? What lie did she tell you?
Just that they've been hired to investigate some mysterious energy.
Leave it to Myers to tell half-truths. Myself and my offspring are the mysterious energy they were tracking. They specialize in hunting down Bellari and selling them to the corpse for use in weapon technology. He looks directly at you while he says that, Clint.
But nobody tried to grab me. I mean, they could have, right? We were outnumbered.
Right, but what's better than one when you can have 3?
Yeah.
At this point, your data pads would light up a bit, and you all would see Johnny Alpha show up on the screen. Exasperated, he sends a quick text message that says, "Been trying to contact you." And then he says that they must have scanned Clint a dozen times while you all were leaving the hangar.
Oh my god.
And we're going to go ahead and call it a session here, everybody.
Oh
Oh
my
my
god.
god.